they're speaking Danish, they still understand each other for some reason.
Yeah,
My
yeah,
grandmother told me about Dutch farmers. They spoke each their language, but they just understood.
they
And
understood
English,
Danish.
it's the same with the fishermen in Jutland and the English fishermen in back in the old days. They just understood each other because
Although they spoke another language.
yeah.
Because when I read the titles out loud, it's just butchering the shit out of it.
I know you're doing fine.
Weird.
You should hear us speak Dutch. Hagelslag.
Hagelslag.
Hagelslag for breakfast.
It will probably work. Yes, we are live. Hi, welcome.
Thanks.
Um,
Then I'm going to say good evening, Mr. Filth, one more time.
Good evening. Good evening. How are you guys?
We're good.
Pretty good. A bit sweaty because we just rehearsed, but good. Yeah,
Sweaty is good. After rehearsal, sweaty is good, I guess.
Sometimes.
Sometimes. You are rehearsing for something big. We will get there when we get there because that's the end part of this interview. But before we really start, ladies and gentlemen, everybody who is watching, this is Gabestok in front of the camera in front of us for a White Filth talk. Please introduce yourself. Introduce yourselves.
Yes. I'm Søren. For some reason, the artist name is the Fleetwood Asp. Long-standing joke in the former band.
it was a name that was chosen for you.
It was chosen for me,
Not by you.
and then it morphed into Fleet. But the giving name is Søren.
John.
Yeah, I'm Morten, and in Gabestok I call myself Dø. So that's I guess that's my alias. I don't know where that right from exactly, but there is.
There it is. Can you elaborate on the Fleep? Is that a story you can share, or is there anything?
It's in our first band with Mikael, the nice one, where the one you like, and it was just an I think drunk DJ name on Fleetwood Mac, and then it just became Fleetwood Asp.
But there was a time where you were called Pop Søren, actually.
Yes.
Because you like the
low tune on my guitar.
It could have been. Okay. Yeah. But perhaps it's good your name became.
I think it was after when we started rehearsing at this place, and we got to know everyone from what is called the Corpse on Circle on the interwebs, where they just started calling me Fleep instead, and then it's just an even worse name. That's how it is now.
It fits the aesthetic, no? I think it's a good name. Well, you're stuck with it if you like it or not, I guess.
Yeah.
I think I want to do my story to begin with. I've been a fan of music in general altogether for a long time, but I was a fan of Fellowfield, the label, for a while, and then that got me into the Corpse Sounds, compilation. That got me into your stuff. It was through my friend Wacht that got me into you. He told me you should definitely check this band out on Corpse Sound compilation. And like I said to you, it is the way the song sounded in the entire bunch of Corpse Sound kind of made me pay attention because it was so well rounded and maybe a bit warmer than the rest of the bunch of tracks that were on there, because it's really, I'm not saying you're not hard, but the rest is really hard. I mean, almost pure black metal. But yeah, like I said, we'll get there a bit later. We met a few times already, so this should work out fine. We had a few great evenings. Do you know which one was the first, the Pankraker Fest or the Live After Death?
Pankraker. We met you first time at Pankraker. I think Yeah, I remember where you were very nice. You were a good guy, but we came into an argument because we got quite drunk. So but you took like a real champ, and yeah. I mean, what else can you
And we've
expect?
been close friends ever since.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So yeah.
I
Red book. You're in the good book, which is green. Yeah.
Is there a bad book?
There's a bad book. That's the red one. So.
The second time we met was at Live After Death, of course, with Charlie. Did he ever tell you that we drank the place dry that first night?
Many times, but Charlie, I mean, his expectancy when it comes to beer, he is very. Let's just say he's not a heavy drinker. He is.
He's a wizard. He never delivers.
So, I mean, we have been to Muskelrock a lot of times, where he has been like he invited us to Muskelrock to play with different bands. Gents last year and Gabestok 3 years ago. I was there with Gushed 2 years ago, and I mean, every time it's just there's never enough beer. So I mean, he has probably done the same to his festival. He has ordered.
Mr. Wizard, it's never enough.
It's never enough.
It's never good enough.
Well, there was no problem. There was no problem this year, so I guess he learned his lesson this time.
Okay.
Great festival. Will you
We
be?
had friends who went with us had problems with their thumbs afterwards because they've been holding pints constantly for 4 days. It sounds like a joke, but it's not.
Wow.
Unfortunately.
Yes. But that was a good festival.
It was a very good festival.
Good time.
Worth losing your thumbs over. Before we dive into Charlie, the new record, and Corruption, let's go way back in time and start with the demos, because I think, in my opinion, the demos are a bit lesser known than the big full lengths you guys did. You started in 2014, 2015, maybe around that time.
Yeah. The first release is from 2015, but I think it was recorded in the spring of 15 or written in the late 14.
How did you guys meet up for the first time, or where do you know each other from?
Yeah, I mean, Søren and I, we know each other from high school, so we go way back, and we didn't really play together back then. So it was not until we moved to Copenhagen, and we have like shared a flat together and so on. Yeah, I don't know how it came. Like, why did we start to rehearse? I don't even know.
We've been a couple for going 20 years now. Still going strong. Have all the arguments that you need to have, and now we just sit in silence when we're alone and having a good time. But I was playing with Mikael, the nice one, and then that band that band died, and then Morten came down, and then we started to play what became Rydin Sidste Bøn. And after some years with Rydin Sidste Bøn, the nice one, Mikael Zimmer,
the one you
had a discus prolapse and then couldn't play for a while. Then we just started going to play stupid songs.
Yeah, and I think we've been rehearsing the same. I mean, we rehearsed the same songs for a long time. So we had this, like, I think we had this credo ethos that we wanted to, like, make something different. So the first Gabestok was probably a reaction to Rydin Sidste Bøn. Those songs, like, it was different, short songs and more energetic and more to the point, I guess. Yeah.
Yep. The Rydin Sidste Bøn, the record behind me here, that came out, I think, last year on Live After Death. Are those the only tracks in existence, or it's just the first thing
that's the only thing that's been recorded? We have but we have 2 new songs and a half, but we are pretty slow.
I mean, nothing wrong. That record release took maybe, I think, 10 years. So yeah, you can expect something new maybe in 7-8 years, I think.
Yeah,
that would be. Then we are ready with the second one.
Yeah.
Around 2032, we'll have a new one. Yeah, okay. The next question was going to be, because the band came together just by chance, I guess, because you met in school. But were there more bands? I know, Martin, you played in a lot of bands, but were there other bands before Gabestok?
No, not really before. No, I think no, not before. And yeah, and the bands I play in, they came after Gabestok and Rydens Søren plays in a few bands as well. But yeah, no, not before.
Nope. Nothing before. Okay, strong start.
Yeah, it's been 10 years, so I don't know. It's okay.
So the band started. What was the basic idea? Did you have the clear vision of where it was? There is a clear development between the demos into the fulls. But was there the vision always clear? What was the basic idea behind Gabestok?
I think the only thing we really talked about back then was that it had to be, we always said it had to be energetic. So, and I mean, I think even though your vocals are in English, they are quite like visual. So I think we had a cinematic perspective, perhaps, to a cinematic idea. I mean, the songs are not cinematic or like visual driven as they are today, but we probably liked, we liked horror movies, and we were probably a bit inspired. Also, the name Gabestok is also derived from, horror movies and so on. So maybe, I mean, it wasn't like something we spoke about, but I think that kind of idea was probably there to begin with.
Yeah, Rydens Søren was a concept record. It's basically just 2 songs with a lot of songs in it. And when we didn't play that, we just wanted to do something that was stupid. So everything is around something behind 1 or 2 minutes long, and about killing people, and I don't know.
I think a lot happened from the first demo and to the next one. We kind of like I mean, the first one was, we recorded that in our rehearsal space where we rehearsed in a bunker, like underneath earth, where, what is called in English? It's called the bunker. It's called the bunker. Yeah, okay. But
safety room.
A safety
room. The UFO.
So yeah, it has a different sound, the first release, compared to number 2.
It was recorded on 4-track by Michael Zimmer, the nice one. And so it was a different take. It's also his favorite record of ours.
Yes, true. It's not because he used it, but just because he apparently
he likes them better.
He likes those songs better.
Total coincidence that he likes that one best.
Yeah.
The first one, the self-titled demo from 2015, limited to a whopping 30 copies. They are faster, shorter tracks. It's more the punk side, if I can call it that, of Gabestok. Very bass-driven guitar sounds, energetic, like you said. The first track is called "Buried Alive." That was your "Hello World, Here We Are." There is a lot of, I mean, the theme goes into hammer horror and horror in a sense, but that "Buried Alive," it dawned upon me today that when I listen to the demos, it starts with "Buried Alive," and the last thing you do on the demo 3, or the last thing you hear, is someone getting buried alive. So there's this total concept running through the demos. Is it fair to say that the second demo is more metal driven? I think that's maybe the time you met up with the Corpsant guys, or started to rehearse in the jam.
The second one was recorded in this space here. This is where our friend Jesper, the angry one, Sure Jesper, has his studio, and he's recorded everything since.
We didn't, I mean, this was not our rehearsing space back then, so we only just met him maybe a year before or something.
Yeah.
So that was new.
Because I've written down the next chapter is called "Corpsant is Dead, Long Live Corpsant." Is Corpsant basically just that compilation, like this one?
Yeah, I mean, Corpsant, to begin with, it wasn't like, I think people mix it up with, Vector Circle and so on. We didn't have, we didn't have like a common, a common sound that we want to come together with. It was just what was happening within our group of friends, and it was a point in time where we all just recorded 2 tracks and we put it out on compilation that Filth.
Jesper had a studio, and then there was a lot of bands starting, and a lot of the bands intertwine, and then I think just him and Emil just wanted to make a compilation. It went really fast,
and we still have a lot. We still have a lot in common, but it wasn't like a political statement regarding sound, because we knew back then that we wanted to do different things. So I think but when you do that, some people pick it up and then so it was like something that when people wrote about it online, that they always mentioned Corpson. So it was probably a little bit out of our hands afterwards, but it wasn't meant to be, it wasn't meant to be anything else than just a marker in time saying, okay, this is what we sound like right now. And
I think it was such a strong brand that it was inevitable that people would pick up on that, and that it was perceived as the bigger picture. But I think the term mayhem or whatever, I know the building is called Mayhem, but I think the Mayhem Collective is a stronger idea than the Corpson. So because Corpson is that compilation, Mayhem is like so much more, as the live, as all the bands, is rehearsal, stuff like that, in my opinion.
And I mean, Mayhem has been here, before Corpson. It has been 15 years. So with Yo-Yo Oil, I mean, a lot of Danish labels and people has been, connected to Mayhem. So Mayhem has been a lot of things that aren't metal. I mean, a lot of people still rehearse. You still hint a group that rehearse next to us, still, rehearsing here and making music. So I mean, Mayhem is just, it's a venue, and it's like a lot of rehearsing space that are connected to the venue. And I mean, people make all kind of stuff, techno and experimental music, metal. Yeah. So it's Mayhem is a lot of things.
Can you elaborate a bit on Mayhem? Because I always assumed that it was like his garage, Jesper's garage, and then a very, very big garage. But is it a cultural center? Is it like run by the state, or how does it work? Or is it just?
I think it's by the commune of Copenhagen.
We rent our rehearsal from the commune, and then municipal.
Okay.
Thank you. And I mean, so the people who are, and there are like 3 people in charge here. There are maybe, I don't know how many we are out here, 50, 60 people rehearsing, and we can all put up at the venue when we rehearse here. And then there are a small group of people who book bigger concerts and are like in charge and maintain the place and so on. And Jesper is one of those.
Okay. Let's see, where were we? Yeah, I was lost in Mayhem because it spoke to the imagination. Ever since I saw the picture, there's this picture with someone, I don't know who it is, with the Merciful Fate flag around his around the shoulders with the co-op sounds in the back. So I was always under the impression that it was like, you guys' space, but
you still got it right.
There it is. So that's why you don't escape the co-op sounds logo.
Maybe.
Let's see.
Written on the wall.
Written on the wall forever. Yes. I guess we're still in the demo phase. The second demo comes out. It's a jump to Hanvanger or something like it, I think, is a label. I'm butchering it. Sorry?
It's Hævngær. It was a label run by Emil and Nikrotan from Faneberg.
Yeah. Is it still active?
I don't think so.
Oh, I think it hasn't been active for a long time.
No. I think they make some tapes themselves for Faneberg sometimes, but no, it was just a short period of time. And then we just got to know them, and then they released the second demo and the demos compilation. That killed them.
Yes. You run that label down. Emil I remember Emil, he didn't like that the demo release was in colors. So
Yeah.
so we had an argument, and after that it was dead.
It was done. That brought me back on track, because my next question was going to be, how did you get involved into Mayhem Corpsons in the first place? Was it just you started rehearsing there and met each other, or?
No, but the thing about Corpson, it was probably a bit. I mean, we didn't feel like we were making metal. I mean, we were metal orientated back then, but it was we liked the invitation for Corpson, but and we took it seriously back then. We really liked those two songs we made back then. We thought it, like, we picked up the game a bit.
Trying something new for us.
Yeah.
We were doing more punk stuff.
And you started the vocal, you wrote Danish lyrics for the first time, and it worked much better than, singing, I think, in singing in English. So it was just a good, it was a good thing for us, but it was probably not, we didn't expect it back then.
No. We got to know Jesper through, I don't know, another Jesper from Aarhus, and then became friends, and then he wanted to, we asked him to record the second one, and then that's been the ingredients ever since.
Yes. Kelvin also was a sound engineer. Kelvin, he plays in a band called Alle Dør, which we were really fond of, and we are fond of, but we were big fans back then. We saw him at Roskilde Festival many years ago, but he was a sound technician together with Jesper on the second. Gabestok 2. Yeah. Second.
So around that time, the second demo comes out. Jesper did the production for it.
Yes.
And the sounds, it immediately, when you hear the first track, it immediately slows down. There's like the dirge coming in that Gabestok will, roll out in their future endeavors. Here to Kill, for example, is a monster track. It is more metal, but it still has those pop sensibilities. It's like you try to write the heaviest track of all time, but most beautiful track of all time. It's always like there's always an earworm in there, and I don't think that's by chance. Can you?
I think I have a tendency, and you can ask anyone who I play in other projects with, that I wanted to find the hook to make the pop song. For some reason, it happens every time. So
you're the pop guy.
Yeah, probably.
There's nothing wrong with that.
No, I think it's just funny to see if I can make that worm that gets stuck in your brain.
Yeah. It does. It does with the. We'll get there with the full lengths, but with the vocal patterns, the falsettos, just the melodies in general, it really creates these earworms. The thing in researching you again, the thing that surprised me the most and didn't surprise me at all is that you were invited for Roskilde to play there. Speaking about pop sensibilities, it didn't went true, or did it? No.
It did. We were booked for the one when the pandemic hit, and then they asked us again. Still being on the rising scene, it was called that back then.
Yeah, so it was before the actual festival days. There are this upcoming bands.
Okay.
Yeah, so I mean, it's on the festival, not the official festival days, but but I think the Corpson compilation probably helped us a lot getting that gig, because it kind of like it was definitely not a big thing in Denmark, but some bookers and some journalists and bloggers wrote about it, so it helped us in a way, I guess, getting that.
Did you play it? Did you play it actually?
We did play, yeah.
But 2 years, maybe in 22 or something. Yeah. So a few years after our initial concert.
Yeah, the pandemic. Well, that puts us. The pandemic puts us at the EP. We skipped over demo 3 a bit, but they not trying to talk bad about them, but they are a collection of 4 tracks that you did. 2 of those tracks ended up on the Corpson compilation. Did you re-record that, or is it just slammed on there?
We recorded it. It was the first time I was recording anything on a 4-track, and it was it's different sounding. And then we tried the tracks again with Jesper, and it made a whole other track. And we had the first first time use of the synthesizer. We call it the Nisse machine. It's called what?
Roland SC88.
Yeah. Cool. Yeah.
It's the foundation of.
There's the choir hands and the big free organ.
Yes. Nisse machine.
Yeah.
It is a big part, or it's going to become a big part of the second half of the band, I guess. The track that stands out there is and I'm going to butcher it again, the last track, and sorter sin, something like that.
Say that now.
The last track on that one is a standout track. The en sorter sin, something like that.
It's sorter syn.
Oh, it's also yeah.
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
That was that was a demo that I made between Rødden sidste bøn and Gabestok with at home with Michael Zimmer, the nice ones, 4-track, and it was just it's only a Casio keyboard and an effect board, guitar effect board. Having fun in an apartment with soundproof windows. So,
Son, you have like a dark ambient. I mean, he has made a few. Are they put out?
No.
No. Okay. There are still unreleased material from Mr. Flip, and so that kind of musical lean, I guess, is the last song on the demos is probably, I mean, within
it was made before. It's Sortsyn. It was is a cover of that one, which is on both demo collection and on the first LP.
Yeah, it's a reprise or something like that. Yeah. It's a reprise of a track, yeah. Yeah, and then it ends with a burial, as if the demo period is laid to rest by you guys, which puts us around the pandemic or the 2020 mark when the EP comes out. Now, there is this weird thing. The EP comes out after the first full length, but I think the EP tracks are from before the full length, or is it simultaneous somewhere?
It's pretty much simultaneous. I think we started making the EP tracks of on på Herrens Brakmark right after we stopped the recording of the first LP. It just came out. And right after that, we just kept on writing, and then Strange Gents wanted to release the first album, and then we said we also have an EP.
Yeah, I mean the EP was actually meant for fellow Fields. That's why we called it. So Jason, the guy who runs that label, we promised him a release. Yeah, hello Jason, but then he had a short hiatus with his label. So I mean, and we didn't want to sit back, so we gave it to Strange Errands, who released the first track, which we will probably talk about, and then they were like fond of it, so they put it out on tape.
Yeah, it's a good one. It's a bit of a weird sidestep in the entire story, because it's very different than the demo periods, and it's not so different as the first full length, but it's still different. It's like it's not a different band, but I don't know. It sounds. That's why I called it Leftovers in the thing I send you, because it's not really Leftovers. There's a real identity on that EP that I don't know, that's different somehow. More fun or more, I don't know.
It's probably because of but because I mean the songs were written pretty close to Tre, but the production is more. There's much less space on Herrens Brakmark. It's much more. It's more punchy and in your face. It's more guitar driven. I mean, on Tre there is a lot of like. It's more muddy and more like thick, and for Herrens Brakmark is more like it's more, what do you call it, like
a bit twangy.
Yeah, more like
yeah, it feels more like punchy or something.
Yeah, and so I think the production has a lot to do with you say Leftovers, but it was meant to be like the songs weren't like connected the same way, but the production kind of like I think it makes sense as an EP. Yeah,
it's like the last sputters of the demo era that has the production of the first full length. The punk touch that is in the first, and then it's also the first time I think I've written it down somewhere. It's also the first time the falsetto comes in, I think.
Yeah. So I'm doing a banshee kind of scream in the first on the first track. And that was
Karen.
Yeah. Good old Karen. But that was just because we've been doing that with the Rygningssystemet in a way, and then it was just trying to push it. What other voices can you do? So it kind of just happened.
That's I think the first thing I wrote down on the written pen thing that I sent you was who are the other 5 vocalists in there, because it is insane. I think I told you slightly intoxicated at Live After Death, like you were one of the, not going to blow too much smoke up your ass, but one of the better vocalists doing it right now, because you go from the growl to punk straightforward to that falsetto, which is, I mean, it works so hard and will work very good on the full length. It's like this brings this horror B-movie haunted effect that you're looking for in those tracks. That puts us into the full lengths and into Strange Aeons, a new label. I think a Danish label also.
Yes.
Yes, it's
probably
an Aarhus label. Yeah.
Jylland.
Greno.
Yeah.
Quentin and Wes. They were like, we didn't know them beforehand, but I mean, we didn't know back then that anyone, like, we weren't sure that if anyone wanted to like put out a vinyl of Gabestok. I mean, we sent it to a few other places first who turned it down, and then they were like, they really liked it. So that was, and they have been very good to us, like always been very straight. And good guys, very good guys. We didn't. I think they had only put out a new adult before us, so that and they were like good getting that out. So it was a good match for us. Like I think they gave us a few new listeners. Because I mean before Strange Errands, we were probably only like, it was only our friends and the people who came to Mayhem that really knew about our and guys like you that know Corpse on, but I mean, Strange Errands gave us a larger group of people in Denmark that listens to us. It's not large, but it was very small before.
But efficient.
Yeah, efficient, exactly.
It's not about the size more.
It's not. It's about the thickness.
It's good.
Lang og spids.
It's probably also because the tapes were all limited to 30. I mean, it was at a time, internet was there, but it was not like there, or I don't know, maybe it was there. But yeah, 30 tapes is not much to get around. The EP is limited to 100, I guess. So that's a bit better. I really picked up what you were doing with the EP because, like I said, the demos they're gone. I've never seen one pop up. I think they're all in friends collections and stuff like that. The fulls. The first one's called Trey from 2019. Am I right in saying, because I translated the other ones, but I didn't bother translating, is it just Tree?
Yes.
Yes.
It's just Danish for free, and it was because it was funny that the first one just named Gabestok, the next one is Roman numerals of 2, and then we started doing Danish lyrics.
We had a lot of fun with that.
A lot of fun. But it just means 3. Yeah. So there's not really more to that than it was because it was fun for us.
A meeting of minds was held. The artwork is now handled by Morten Damskaart. There's a real, there's actually a real cut between the entire demo period and then the full lengths begin, because there's difference in style. There's in music. How did you met him, or was he already part of the circle?
Yeah, but he's the lead singer of Legion and Jorslået and other bands.
Yeah,
and
he played with him in Gushed
and Deceive.
And he was Legion was also on Corpse. So I mean, part of the group. So we met maybe a few years before Trey.
Yeah,
he's a friend, and he makes a lot of visuals and graphic designs and posters, and when we like his approach and his style, so it was a obvious match.
He's made everything from the first record and all the shirts ever since. him and Henrik
Yeah,
did the logo.
Yeah.
And then we just wanted them to meet up and do more stuff, and then just continue to.
I really like how the logo changes with every reiteration of the band. You know, you have the. It seems like he grows stronger every time, but he's still in the Gabestok, because there is this. There's this quote from you from the Call of the Knights that says, "Stick it to the man, even though you're deep in shit knee high." And you can see it in the logo. He becomes stronger and stronger. He's this weird little guy in the demo period. Then with the logo changes with the Fools, I'll show him in a minute. And he just becomes more comfortable in the fact that he is, you know, in the Gabestok. Is that?
Yeah,
I mean, I have to talk to Henrik Houman, but
He has even grown. We have a new T-shirt coming.
yes, you will like that one.
Yeah,
it's a whole new area of his body that will get exposed. So you can guess. You can probably guess which. No, maybe I don't know where, but let's just say it's a little X-rated. Maybe
it's yeah.
But yeah, he's miserable and feisty at the same time. That short guy.
What can you tell us about? I'm going to show the full lengths just because we're in the second part of your discography. What can you tell us about? How was the recording like? What was what was the impetus on going to the full lengths?
Oh, say it again, Tom. Sorry.
What was how did you feel going into the full lengths? Were you ready? Were you rehearsed? Was there stories?
I mean, we hadn't recorded anything before, you know, the albums we talked about before. So we were a bit more secure during that record. But then again, I mean, like there's a big difference between recording 2 songs and being really sure of yourself on those recordings. This was like 8 songs on this one, I think. Yeah. And so, and I think we played them for a while, and we were pretty secure about maybe 6, 7 of the 8 songs, and then there were a few songs that came together a little bit more during the recording. But and then I mean, Jesper's approach when he records is pretty much that he has no, you know, hit. And on this record, we didn't really talk about how we wanted it to sound, because I mean, we weren't that sure of ourselves back then. So it was we made Jesper make some decisions about which direction we should go with Tre, and then we told him we had some, I mean, more or less psychedelic elements on the record, a few places on the record, and he picked up on that. So it was, I can't really remember what our like train of thoughts were back then, but
I think we just had enough songs in our minds to make a whole album, and then we just went and did it.
Yeah.
And when we finished it, then we just started writing the next songs, which became the EP. And it just took a while before we figured out who wanted to release it, and it just became Strange Gents, who was the only one who said yes.
The only one.
Yeah.
But it was only the 3rd place so it wasn't like we were getting turned down by, you know, a million places just for the record. So
no Century Medias or stuff like that.
No.
If you
Century Media.
If you read all the reviews and all the what people call you, the summation, in my opinion, is two deadbeat Danes who play retarded black psychedelic garage rock. And I'm almost afraid to ask, but how did the psychedelic come in? Because when the Fools start, there's still the horror hammer with the cover with the coffin barrier. There's the dead worship. There's the getting buried, stuff like that. But there is the psychedelic element that comes in, very natural, I might add. Is it just because, I mean, you're wearing King Crimson, so it explains itself, but if there's anything.
Yeah, I mean, Søren is a big deadhead. So, I mean, like psychedelic music we always like listen to a lot of psych records.
We've listened to a lot of psychedelic records and also seen a lot of heavy psych shows. And when we started Din Sidste Bøn, we played a lot of psychedelic music.
Yeah, I mean, all that 60 stuff. I mean, Canterbury scene and the Pearson sound and Trækvassestener and Yoshi's new. I mean, like all. I mean, there's just a lot of that. We like that fuzzy, thick kind of sound. And I mean, it doesn't really intertwine that good with black metal, but we try to make it work in a way, I think. Yeah. So the psychedelic element is probably quite important.
Yeah. And I think the garage rock thing it has probably most to do with my lack of skill in playing guitar, but it has turned out okay.
Wonderful. Yeah, I think the psychedelic in the garage overtake the black metal aspects, because I like that you utilize black metal but are not a black metal band, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I think so. We of course we listen to a lot of black metal and still love it, and most of our friends do as well. So this rehearsal space is often covered in black metal, but I think we just have a lot of
gonna get a beer.
A lot of different styles and taste in music, and then we just really picked on the psychedelic things, and then I think we are not the most metal-y band, so we just kind of want to try everything. If we have an idea, we go for the whatever.
Yeah, but I think that's a strong suit of the band, that you just there's like this kaleidoscope of all genres that work or that come together, and that it works. There are bands that try to do the same thing, but it just don't work. You hear a part that's black metal that goes into a psychedelic part, but here it's all nicely intertwined from the first notes of I think definitely on the next one. You can say the title, because I'm not going to butcher it even more, but
En gang rådden, altid rådden.
I was
There's a lot of Danish letters.
In English, or in English it means once rotten, always rotten. In Dutch it means eens verrot, altijd verrot. So we have the full. This is the second full length with a lot of flowers on the cover.
Yes,
it
even becomes artwork. If I have to, there was like it was Morten Damsgaard's idea, and he had this. My approach was I really liked the daytime horror back then. So Resu Franco, a lot of his movies from the 70s, where the horror takes place in daylight, and Morten picked up on that idea, and he had a spot. So he photographed us on probably the warmest day that year. I mean, it was like 35 degrees, and everyone was like wearing shorts, and we were like, we brought our back clothes and tried to hide in the park.
in the flowers in the park. It
was a very bad idea. Yeah, it was very awkward.
Are you on the cover? No.
Yeah, we're on the top.
Yeah. Just on the left corner, you can see
under the G.
We spoiled something, son.
Oh, yeah.
You didn't notice. On Mr. Phil. Tom. We were told you were a fan.
but the letters on the cover, it's like there is this director in Denmark called Morten Korch, who directed all these, what do you call them? Romantic. They were like on what?
It's 50s movies about how romantic it is living on the countryside.
Yes, and they are like singing and dancing, and they have this lettering. So I really like that artwork he did with that, especially the artwork with the title. Those, yes, that one, yes. It's very romantic in a cheesy way, which I like.
It still holds up with the buried theme, because here we go again with corpse inserts, bodies. Yeah, once again, there's between the demo into the full length, there's a step up. Between the full lengths, there's also always a step up. It's not that the sound changes drastically, but the song playing and the strong structure really evolves all the time, which is a natural thing, I think, but it needs telling because there is yeah, it's just one of my favorite records of all time. So there's the second one. Then we have the third one. I'm blasting through the full lengths because we are reaching the hour mark and we have a lot more to talk about. But this is the third one. This is for now the last one that people know. Met vreden kommer hadet.
Med freden kommer hadet. It's with peace comes hate.
With peace comes hate. Met vrede komt haat. There we go. This is when we starting to pull the psychedelic into Gabestok. I think this is the most psychedelic just by looking at the cover. The oil stain that holds the unimaginable horrors. I don't know what's in here, but there's a police line. There's, naked chicks. There's a lot of things going on. By the same artist, I think.
Yes, it's also more. It was like, I think we like these, the 13th floor elevator posters and all that, from that era. And we wanted to maybe reverb that a bit, make it a bit more
the dark side.
The dark side. Yes. I mean, so the Charles Manson era of the 60s and integrate that into the artwork. And he did that, which fitted.
I think it's a great combination with the previous one, which had the romantic and the the nice lettering with the daylight, and then here comes the, like you said, it's like the 60s, and then here we go into the 70s artwork wise because it's the dark 70s period. There's a lot of live shots in this one. Is this the time that you started to play live, or did you always play live?
We played live a lot. We had a few years when we just said yes to whatever. If someone asked us to come and play, we would go and play.
Yeah, we haven't really been picky about.
No, so we played a lot of shows in smaller venues and had a good time. And then, so this is a later, I think that's on the end of En gang rådden, altid rådden live shows.
It was a friend called Raleigh who took the photos. He's actually the guy standing on the first Gabestok, the guy with the denim jacket.
Yeah.
That's Raleigh, and he took the pictures. He still takes pictures. No, not that picture actually. That's Randi, Dalen's girlfriend, who took that picture. But
on the first demo, the first Gabestok demo, there's a guy with a back patch, which is some.
Okay.
That's Raleigh. Yeah, he's a good friend, and he takes pictures. Still taking.
He has a camera.
He has a camera. Wow.
Yes. I was under the impression that was Filth the entire time on the first demo.
Nope, that was him, and he was very happy and proud.
He's we credited him the new record. He is in the credits because he has taken the picture that we use
on the poster.
Yeah.
So he did the artwork entirely for the new record.
That's also. No, he just took a picture of it, and Morten has made it work and done a lot to the picture. But
okay, that
Morten is pretty much the visual part of Gabestok by now.
Yeah, I think so. There are 4 members or 5 members in Gabestok, if you ask me.
Actually,
yeah. So no, 6 members.
Maybe 6 members. There's the nice guy too, I guess.
And there's always Michael Simon, the nice guy.
Summon him. I need to see him once. I did a Citadel interview last week, and I coaxed one of the guys out of hiding just by asking one question. So maybe we can do it. Maybe we can do it again today.
Please do.
I want to be in the frame.
Zimmer, let's go, man. Show your face. Just show us you smoking. That's the image taken. Nice. I hope we meet up in real life real soon.
Come to Copenhagen.
Yeah, I know.
On Saturday.
Yeah, not this weekend, but soon. I swear to God, soon.
We'll put you up.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. As soon as my kids are grown up and don't need me anymore, I'll be there all the time. I'll probably move there.
You're just gonna move in with us when your kids are grown up. I have to ask my kids about that.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It's maybe we can put them up together and have have a nice life.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Mr. Bill.
I'm going to open a new beer. And
what are you drinking?
I was drinking a very good one. I'm drinking a Mockmaster, a stout. But now it's just a local beer. So, what are you drinking?
Brain bombs on your T-shirt.
Sorry?
Was it brain bombs you had on a T-shirt? Hey, okay. We saw them at Mayhem.
That was the weekend. That was a weekend I planned of coming over, but once again, it didn't work out. It's like a curse.
It was great.
It was fucking amazing. Yeah.
Did they play full sets? How long did they play?
I think maybe
1 hour plus.
Yeah, 70 minutes, 60, 70 minutes or something. Yeah. It was chaotic. But yeah.
Is it not always chaotic? I saw a few not Northern Electronics, but the Posh Isolation Night that was held there, I think last year, that also looked chaotic. So even a clean and nice label like that gets chaotic at Mayhem. That's why I want to come. God damn it. Bucket lists, right? You already talked about the second to last part of this talk or interview. We are reaching the hour mark, so let's get a move on. The new records. We are on volume 4 of Gabestok. That seems like a tremendous occasion. It's insane that in that short period from the pandemic 2020 until now, you have 4 records, 4 full lengths out. If people are watching it today, as they should, it is out today. Literally, it's the 11th of April. We are not recording it the 11th of April, but it's called. You can fill in. The new full length is called.
It's called Alle Dør I Fremtiden. So everyone dies in the future.
Everyone dies in the future, which is reassuring yet ominous in the same way. I don't know. Because it's the near future or the far future, nobody knows.
Something in between.
Yes.
That's not real, man.
That's the new record. We have once again tried to take a turn. The viewer will see that the logo is again new, and I think this is us trying to make a heavy metal record.
Yeah, and maybe making the record a little bit more coherent. So, I mean, we talked about making a concept record, and it has, the theme, it's the same theme through all the songs. So, but I mean, it isn't Tommy, but in the scale. But it's we were trying to make a coherent story, and so that's how it turned out.
It's a rather short record. There are 6 tracks. I've heard a few times. Charlie sent me. Thank you, Charlie. There are 6 tracks on there. There's one interlude/intro, so basically 5 tracks on there. In comparison to the other records. Sorry?
Yeah. I think we tried a new approach in this one. I think it started out as we asked Charlie if he wanted to release an EP, and then he said yeah, and then we tried to make an EP, but it turned out to be 30 minutes. So it's a mini album, but it's 4 full songs and then 2 interludes.
It's the same length as the first record, actually.
Yeah, yes, it's the same length as the first record.
Yeah, 30 minutes. So I think it fits. It's a record.
Yeah.
It's definitely a record. Yeah, like I said, when I first put it on, I had the MP3s, not the vinyl, because the vinyl dropped I think today as we are recording at the Crypt of the Wizards. It is no secret you are now part of Crypt of the Wizards, the stable that releases very, very good music. Sorry?
Charlie's Wizards roster. Fucking up all of the Copenhagen bands one by one.
One by each,
yeah. megalomaniac.
Yes, he is.
But
That's true.
he can have it. Obviously, he can have it because we keep on doing it and saying yes. And why not?
Why not? Yes.
Sure. I think you're very well placed in the entire roster. What made you go to Charlie? Because Strange Aeons was your home for, like the EP, 3 full lengths.
Yeah. It wasn't because there was any arguments or anything. It was just, I think it feels like when you put out 3 records on a label, it's the same people you kind of like that will buy it, and you send it to the same places. So we just thought it was time to maybe try something different. And we talked to him.
Met him.
Yeah, he's a even though he's a really big bastard and he's annoying and stuff, he's also a good guy. So I mean,
We like you a lot,
yeah,
Charlie.
we like you. But
Just taking the piss.
yeah. So, but yeah, so we just and he's always been appreciative about Gabestok, and he invited us to Muscle Rock early on. So he seemed, we only want to put out music to people who we want. The people who release our music has to like it, of course, and be enthusiastic about it. And he really has been. So it made sense.
Yeah, I think I assume the live Rins is the Bon, the Gabestok last year at Live at Dead just cemented the relation. And in my head, it was a logical step that you would emigrate there, I guess, for the full length. Or Charlie says about the album. We follow an obsessive collector who has amassed a vast physical repository of lost knowledge, no esoteric in an era hard drives, remote storage books, piles of paper, and artifacts are all locked away in his private citadel, far removed from a population of spiritless people, trapped within their own thought prisons, fiercely guarded by corporate algorithms. I feel like that is, that describes all of us, no? All the analog worship people. How are your record collections looking like? Do you collect records?
Yes.
Yes.
I think I have a rather large record collection, but it's not that much metal. It's a little bit of everything.
Okay.
And
as a good collection should.
It's not a collector per se idea of having a lot of stuff. It's more to do with the fear of people just stop trying to know something by heart.
Mm-hmm.
And it's too easy to look everything up, so you don't have to remember anything.
Yeah,
it's like the calculator, just
yeah.
You put everything in a storage and you don't
have to know math.
Let's not explain it, but yeah, it's pretty, everyone feels like that these days, I guess. But maybe, I don't know. It's just, it's annoying that, it's no use for knowledge anymore, and you don't have to remember anything because you just look it up. Sucks. So yeah, it's probably based on that.
Very smart.
Yeah,
probably.
Back to the analog. Yeah, what I'm lost in my notes. I'm going to throw them away. What can you tell us about the new record that we haven't heard?
We tried again. We wanted to try something different. So what we did this time, we made all the music, all the songs without lyrics. Then we just rehearsed them over and over and again, and then recorded it with Jesper because it could be. I wanted to sing on the record, which I written it for. So no live takes on it or anything. We just did the music and then I started writing lyrics.
Yeah. So we had this it's difficult to rehearse music sometimes. I mean, on the first records, it sounded good in the rehearsal. On this record, when we rehearsed the songs, we needed to talk about what was going to happen in the the long parts and so on. So it was a lot of communication, I guess, and a lot of when you play it, you hear the inner voice is making the harmonies and so on, because we always rehearse just the two of us, and then when we play live, we have a few mates who help us, but this was like we talked a lot about, how the songs were gonna develop, and we told Jesper how we wanted it to sound a bit more than we did on the records before. Yeah, so this one was a bit more. We spoke more about what we wanted to do recording wise, and I think that's why I hope it sounds a little bit different to the former records, because it's a different.
It sounds a little bit more compact, or even more aggressive. Maybe it's the most aggressive record you ever did. I mean, the logo kind of has this. It morphed into this, not a Slayer logo, but there's these long, rectangles that coming out of the bottom. So it's not trash, definitely not, but it feels, I don't know, it feels angrier than the other. I think the psychedelics are a bit less here and there. It's just more succinct, more to the point, more angrier. That's how I envisioned it, or listened, or heard it.
I think the psychedelic parts are more to do with added percussion things now, and different sounds putting on it to tell a story. And then there's a lot of different voices this time, and
if you're not patient, the songs takes a little bit longer to develop, and it's more like it's a bit more laid back at some of the songs. Do you
think it's more laid back?
Yeah, it's laid back. Recording wise, I think. And on this song 3, normally we only do a section of the song. We do maybe 4 or 5 times. Then we switch to a new section. This one is a bit more, the section. What do you call it? Like it's a section, is that the word? I don't know, but the song structure is longer. So that, to me, that also makes it a little bit psychedelic, because as a listener, you are like more, You
have more time to get. You have more time to get into the song, I guess.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, if you're watching this the day it comes out, it is out today. It's on Crypt of the Wizard. There are 2 versions. There's a black version, Charlie told me, and there's a color version. I guess it's some kind of lime green, going by the cover, which has a patch. Only available from Crypt or the band.
Cyan color. What is that color actually? Cyan. Do you know something?
Cyan. It's like that blue.
I found out about the color from the internet, so it was also exciting to me with what color the record will be.
That's the megalomaniac for you.
It's a different kind of record this time, but it's definitely still clear that it's us.
Yeah,
we rehearsed and we a little better, but Jesper has done a fine job recording it and all of the.
This is Cyan. Yes.
Zeeblauw, appelgroen.
Cyan.
Yeah. It'll work.
So we haven't gotten it here yet. So we are fingers crossed that people can buy it at the release. Who knows?
The release show is that 12th of April. Is that the release? The big release show at Mayhem with
slash label night.
Slash label night.
Also
with a Crypt of the Wizard takeover.
My perspective on this is that Charlie, he has put on a label night, and because he wants us to arrange the night, he has made a release show, so we have to take care of everything. So
thank you, Charlie.
Thank you a lot, Charlie. Yeah. Again, it's very nice of you to make this show happen for us.
Is he coming at least?
Sorry, say that again.
Is he coming at least?
Yes, he's coming. Okay.
Is it so?
Yeah.
There you go.
Of course you're coming, Charlie. And we're looking forward to seeing you once again.
Bring beer.
It's gonna be fucking great. It's It's a long one.
Scimitar playing.
Yes,
Scimitar. Yeah, they just put out their debut record, which is amazing.
I think they dropped one of the records of the year, maybe without knowing it, but I think they know it. We are in talks of doing the same for them as well.
It's chaotic and it's fucking crazy, but it's a really big record.
I saw them at Live After Death, and live it's even a notch above. It's really
amazing musicians.
Yeah, fuck, they are crazy good musicians.
Yeah, insanity. So the release, the 11th, the release party is on the 12th at Mayhem, I guess, right behind you. So it's not too difficult to put on a show for you guys.
It's right in here. So.
Right there.
I have to go out this way, then around the building, and in on the other side.
There you go.
Now you know.
Okay, we as always we've hit the hour mark perfectly. The second hour is more of a looser fit or a looser get to know the band, I guess. This is the first time I actually interviewed a band that was basically just about the band. We talked a bit about the corpse sound, but usually I interview like people like Charlie who have, to talk about the label, talk about the music, talk about the store. There's more, but this is the first time I do a band. For the second hour, I was going into 5 records or 5 pieces of artwork. I'm getting it in a wider sense that inspired Gabestok.
Yeah. What did we end on, Morten? Which 5 albums did we end on?
Yeah. I mean, the most obvious is probably Melissa, Merciful Fate. I mean, you can't really. I mean, that record is the best record ever made. Probably on some days. It was.
Which one is your favorite?
Melissa.
Melissa. Yeah. We listened to that a lot with Rune Sistebøn.
Yeah.
That was also very giving of what we wanted to do there.
It's not really. I mean, fuck.
It's not a secret that was going to be number 1, I guess, for the people who know you or who know the music.
But I mean, anyone who likes, the music we like will probably mention some Merciful Fate records.
Yeah.
On top 5, right? I mean, it's just the best band ever. So, and especially Don't Break the Oath. Fuck. That is
Charlie even stole a quote of mine that I did in the first festival. I called you in my drunk haste the Sons of the Diamond King, and he just put it somewhere in a review.
That fucking Charlie.
And again.
So good start.
Yeah, of course we love the King and Merciful Fate. Going into the next one, it will be like every other worshiper of Hellhammer. We, of course, love Darkthrone. It's this. If Merciful Fate is the best band, they are the second greatest band ever.
Yeah, just different eras.
Yeah, especially Panzer Faust. Yeah, I mean when they go into that, like mid-tempo, it's not doom. It's not. It's fuck that vibe you get from that tempo.
Yeah,
that is. I mean, yeah.
With a master that sounds like it's been done in a VCR cassette machine, it just sounds amazing.
I think it's the most underrated Darkthrone album. I think everyone who mentions that isn't a good book for me because no one ever talks about that record, but it's just such a killer record, and that's what I mean with when you do the second demo, you have that dirge. It just reverts back to the Panzerfaust, that slowed down, almost heavy metal tempo. So yeah. Good second pick.
When we started Gabestok, there was this. They're not active anymore. There was this local Copenhagen band called Bookmarks.
Okay.
Do you know?
No, but I've read in interviews you did.
Okay, yeah. Seriously, try to listen to
Obedience demo.
Yeah, and one. What is stuck in?
Yeah, but I really love the demo. It's I think it's from 12 or something.
Yeah.
But it's that D-beat. What was
It's not Deadbeats. Some parts are, but it's it's just we saw them maybe 3-4 times, and they are just they're just nailing it. It's just aggressive and like gnarly kind of vocals, and listen to it. And anyone out there, listen to it.
We will send you a link.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, I was going to ask. I'll hit you up for links. Yeah.
It was at the same time period where we saw Educata, which was like a Satan satire. They like tried to get into that vibe. Yeah, which especially the first Satan satire record. I mean, and we were a big fan of that. I wouldn't put it in top 5 probably, but it's definitely in top.
Definitely.
What else did we pick more?
I mean, Arise, like the Amibix, Arise, and also, I mean, if you could mention Monolith, but Arise is probably, that the drums are so inventive, and it's like, it's, that sinister, dark vibe it has, and it has like, has some kind of humor, but it's fucking scary as shit as well, when the Baron is like, and you incorporated that vocal a lot on the new record, actually, which I like a lot. But yeah,
trying to do the Baron.
But yeah, right. But also Arise by Sepultura.
Yeah.
But it wouldn't be like, you can probably not tell. But I mean, that era from Sepultura, fuck. Yeah.
Yeah. We will never sound like Sepultura, but we love.
We definitely don't sound like that. Yeah.
Yeah. At least you tried the Amibix.
How many is that? Yeah. How many did
that 4?
Fuck.
One more. Come on, guys. And that one more, and you have a smoke break.
But we should also put on a psychedelic record if we had to. But I don't know. It's difficult just to pick 5 records.
Yeah, true. That's why I broadened it to artworks or cultural events or whatever.
We listened a lot to before we started rehearsing between and Gabestok. We listened a lot to Dr. John the Night Tripper Chris record.
Oh yeah,
which is a psychedelic masterpiece.
Yeah, that's a John masterpiece.
Very inspired in the rehearsal space.
Oh, Dr. John. I saw him once live at the Roskilde Festival.
Oh, okay.
He's lucky. He was, he's the lizard king of all. Dr. John. Jumbo Gumbo. Fucking A. Yeah, but you couldn't really tell that we listened to Dr. John on Gabestok probably. But he's in the top 5.
He's in there.
He's in the top 5, but not on the new records. I think it's more. Perfect. Nice top 5 to round this interview off. Gentlemen, we have surpassed the hour mark severely. Thank you very much. I'm going to leave you. We had a long rehearsal day for the live event for the new records. Thank you very much for granting me.
Rydens sidste bøn now.
Yes, Michael is sitting over there like, when do we have to rehearse Rydens sidste bøn? And so, yeah.
Making faces.
You're going to rehearse now for that?
Yes, because we have to play 2 fucking concerts for Charlie on Saturday. Because fucking Charlie.
Okay. Well, yes. Write a new song for me, and then everything is evened out.
Gonna try to.
It will take us a year, but
it will take us a year. It will maybe take us 7-8 more years, but we're gonna do it for you.
Yes. You promised me 2032, so you have time. But
there will be a new record before
2032. 32.
Yeah, yeah. We can do that. We can do that.
We can do it.
Yes.
Zimmer, come on, man.
What else have you going on, Mikael?
Do say hi to Tom.
Yeah, he said hi. Waiting.
He said
Guys.
all he has to say.
Thank you very much for granting me a small peek into the Gabestok world. Hey, have a great release show. I think the record will do just fine on in Charlie's hands. So no worries about that. Thank you very much. Hope I can see you real soon in person, because I love this, but I love hanging out much more.
We're going to play in Dresden next month. Over the Edge.
Yeah.
Are you going to that?
That's not really in the vicinity, but we'll see. Just
but we're gonna do it for you.
yeah, keep me informed. Maybe Charlie can pick me up when he comes from London.
It could be. Yeah,
it could be.
We're gonna see you soon, John.
Nice talking to you.
Perfect, man. Have a great evening. Have a great rehearsal. Say hi to Zimmer. Cheers, guys. Talk soon. Bye.